Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. Football. Opening BBC template, Messi startled due to refusing to give gifts. Chen was publicly humiliated and ridiculed by the leaders of the Chinese Football Association at the table, threatening to dismiss him from the national youth team. Chen couldn't bear it and threw a cup of hot water on the other person's face. Who cares? I'm not playing in China anymore. Turn around and awaken the football BBC system. Bell's violent speed, Benzema's clever coordination, and Cristiano Ronaldo's impending end, specially crafted by three superstars, perfectly replicated on Chen. I was stunned by the world of football. After being beaten 2.8 at home, Messi became anxious and said, Board of Directors, bring Chen to Barcelona quickly. Chen. Being a teammate. No. I just love the feeling of blowing you up. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. National Youth Dismissal, Open BBC Template. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On a certain day in the winter of 2017. In a luxurious hotel room in the capital of the Dragon Kingdom. Smoke shrouds, pushing cups together. The theme is about the selection of Chinese youth players for trial training in La Liga. The national youth leader stood up and raised his glass. Chen, the wise leader, has achieved remarkable results in our position as the head of the Dragon National Football Association. Surprisingly, he has given us young players the opportunity to join a La Liga team. Here, I suggest that all the selected team members stand up together and toast the elderly. Chen Shuyuan sat in the main seat with a drunken expression on his face, smiling as he looked at the gathered national youth team members. Young men who work hard, if you can have today, your parents have spent a lot of money, so cherish it. Chen Shuyuan glanced at a young man on the side and paused. Chen, what's in your cup? He pointed to the boy's cup and said. It's tea, Chen replied. Tea. Chen Shuyuan's face suddenly collapsed, and then he smashed the cup in his hand heavily onto the table. Pop. Everyone drinks baijiu. You raise a cup of tea to me. What do you mean? Are you out of your mind? Chen Shuyuan, who just had a smile on his face. At this moment, he pointed at Chen's nose and cursed loudly. The domineering style is fully demonstrated. Faced with criticism from the leader of the Dragon Country Football Association, Chen said calmly, I am a professional player, and professional players cannot drink alcohol. European professional players also demand this of themselves. I have been like this all these years, not drinking. A few contemptuous laughter echoed around. My teammates seemed to disagree with Chen's statement. Laughter is also full of ridicule. Chen looked around and also put down the teacup in his hand. He was intentional. He has long been displeased with this football association leader. Are you okay to say, are you able to have today? Are your parents spending a lot of money? Where did the money go? It's all in your pocket. Look at you with a big belly. I don't know how much I ate, how much does it cost for related households? You really stand out among the crowd, Chen Shuyuan said, crossing his legs and looking proud. I understand that you have good skills in the team and don't require you to pay tribute every year, but do you really think I can't cure you? Don't think it's amazing that you can go to Atletico Madrid for a trial? Do you really think you can play football at Atletico Madrid? If it weren't for the sponsorship fee from our football association, you wouldn't be able to go. Chen Su glared fiercely at Chen, still spitting uncontrollably. Either bow down respectfully and offer me a glass of wine, or you'll get out of our Dragon Country youth team and never be accepted. I'm going to set an example to others today, and others will also show me who is in charge of the national teams at all levels in the whole Dragon Kingdom. Once this statement is made, the atmosphere at the scene suddenly fell to freezing point. Several teammates who had a decent relationship with Chen advised him one after another. Those who play football in China and want to make a name for themselves, who doesn't drink alcohol. Chen, don't be stubborn, don't ruin everyone's mood. After drinking, you still have to go to KTV. Your trial at Atletico Madrid was a collaboration between the Chinese Football Association and Atletico Madrid. If Mr. Chen withdraws your investment, you will be finished. Chen remained unmoved. The leader of Guoqing was angry and threw the chopsticks in front of him heavily, scolding. Chen, you're too immature. Don't toast or punish. If it weren't for your level of skill, you wouldn't have paid tribute to Mr. Chen every year, so you could still stay in the national youth team. It's not because Mr. Chen understands you. Don't be shameless. Even if the baijiu is poisoned today, you must drink it quietly. The national youth team leader and this Chen boss are also birds of a feather. Chen is too lazy to listen to his nonsense. Just hearing the word tribute, Chen suddenly felt nauseous and nauseous. Do you really consider yourself emperor? He turned his head to his teammates from several national youth around him. One was when their family sold a house and paid in, and they managed to secure the opportunity to go to Sevilla for a trial. One is Chen Shiyuan's nephew, who came in through connections and managed to secure the opportunity to go to Valencia for a trial. If both of them are football players, that's okay. There is also one who has never played professional football at all, practicing volleyball. This is the most impressive. I managed to get the opportunity to try out for Real Madrid. It's purely a family arrangement to come to Guoqing for a gold plating, and then go home to inherit the football training school, to promote the name of Real Madrid in the trial training, which is convenient for cutting off the leaks of parents. Waste, it's all a bunch of waste. Is it strange that the national youth team is like a mob, even Yuanan can lose? It's not strange at all. Do you still have the face to threaten me about Chen's Atletico Madrid trial? If Atletico Madrid can take a liking to me, naturally they will. If I don't like it, they will keep me if they give me money. Do you think this is a team from Dragon Country, and everyone has to listen to you? In fact, regarding the trial training program conducted by the Football Association and La Liga Club, Chen has a clear stomach. Chen Shiyuan operated these children to the Shijia Club for a month of trial training, and then recalled them. The purpose behind it. He's not trying to improve the level of the players. But with this layer of gold plating, players can turn their heads to export and sell domestically, allowing the original club to sell at a good price in China through gimmicks, and then Chen Shiyuan will receive a commission from it. All are blatant interests. Thinking of this, Chen's heart lit up with anger. He traveled to Longwa in 2017 for just 1 month. I thought that if the adult national team didn't compete, it would be fine. I didn't expect it to be. The national youth team is also rotten to the root. There is no cure. Chen suddenly smiled. He stood up, picked up a glass of wine, and strode towards Chen Shiyuan. Chen, I would like to toast you. Your leadership is excellent, and thank you for your support of Longwa football. Seeing Chen soften up, Chen Shiyuan nodded in satisfaction and sat holding up his cup, dragging his long voice as he said. TSK, take a look. Young people can be too irritable at times and rely on guidance. Chen, I hope you fully recognize your mistakes. After drinking a glass of wine, you write a self-reflection to me overnight, demanding a profound response. Chen Shiyuan has not finished speaking yet. My face is icy. Chen poured the wine from his glass directly onto Chen Shiyuan's face. You, what are you? Chen Shiyuan, with a bewildered expression on his face, had no time to wipe it with his hands. My face is scorching hot again. Ah. Chen poured the cup of tea on the table onto his face. A short period of dual ice and fire. Let the leader of the Chinese Football Association scream in pain. Goodbye. I won't play anymore. Chen was caught in the surprised gazes of everyone. Brushing his sleeves, he left the private room. From behind came Chen Shiyuan's furious roar. Chen. I will permanently dismiss you from the national youth team. I want to ban you. You don't want to play football in any club in Dragon Country in the future. Your career is over. As long as I'm here, you'll always want to play football again. Spain, Madrid. Chen landed at the airport with a complex heart. Just received my luggage. A voice rang out in my mind. Ding. Congratulations to the host, Football BBC Combination Template awakens. By binding these 3 players' football templates, the host can possess the football skills of Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano Ronaldo during their peak period. Chen's pupils suddenly contracted. The Chinese Football Association has banned me, but I have awakened the system. Chapter 2. Solid Basic Skills. This is from the Dragon Kingdom. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Speaking of the BBC in football, it has a great reputation. In football, there used to be 2 Wong's attacking combinations, both in La Liga. One is Barcelona's MSN, Messi, Suarez, Neymar. Another is Real Madrid's BBC, Bale, Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo. These 2 major groups are both the ace of their respective clubs. With full offensive firepower, dominate the football world. However, with Barcelona's Neymar transferring to Ligue 1 Paris in the summer of 2017 for a world record-breaking €220 million. MSN disassembly. But BBC still exists. As of 2017. The BBC combination helped Real Madrid win the Champions League 3 times in 2014, 2016, and 2017. Real Madrid became the first team to defend their Champions League title since the restructuring in 1992. The BBC combination is indispensable. Ding. Football BBC template launched. The host will load the templates in order, starting with the first B, the Bell template. Ah. Can't we all load it all at once? Chen asked. Cannot load all at once. Each template is divided into LV1.LV3. Only after upgrading the existing template to LV3 can the second template be loaded, and you can choose to merge the templates and overlay attributes. Chen nodded thoughtfully. It's also good to start loading Bell templates. In the BBC combination, Bell has a strong winger attribute. Especially fast. Chen watched Bell play football on TV. That person is called a thief. Chen's original position was as a winger, which is also considered the right path. Moreover, Spanish football emphasizes the tension between 2 flanks. The Bell template happened to be showcased in this Atletico Madrid training. Bell template LV1 activation. A blue data panel suddenly unfolded in front of Chen. Host. Chen age. 18 years old. Height. 185 cm. Weight. 79 kilograms, shooting 79, speed 97, dribbling 80, field of view 78, 81 passes, 80 controls, 81 headers, 81 free kicks, 79 physical fitness, 85 balance, 85 bounce, 85 spiritual strength, 80 reward skill. Edge divine explosive trip, proficiency 70%. Numerical description. 90 represents the level of the top 5 league stars, 80 represents the level of the main players, and 70 represents the level of substitutes. Chen immediately saw that this LV1 Bell template was Bell's early template at Tottenham Hotspur. Strong body, excellent bouncing and heading. The speed is particularly fast. Frequently using unreasonable and explosive methods to cross people on the sidelines. But in the early days of Tottenham Hotspur, Bell's shooting ability has not been fully developed yet. At this point, Bell mainly utilized his physical advantage to break through on the sidelines, then cross and provide assistance to his teammates. Chen is quite satisfied with the Bell template. Firstly, this is just the Bell LV1 template. In the future, upgrading to LV3 can develop Bell's shooting attributes and become an all-around player who can pass and shoot. Secondly, Bell's speed starts at 97. Suchen doesn't know what Bell's speed value is currently playing for Real Madrid. However, according to the system prompt, a speed value of 90 is equivalent to the top level of the 5 major leagues. A speed value of 97 is enough to become Chen's biggest weapon on the field. Not to mention it also comes with a skill called Edge God Level Explosive Trip. How amazing is this explosive trip? Then come and take a look on the court. All of you, gather. Atletico Madrid coach Simone blew a whistle and all the players lined up in 2 rows. As a trial player, Chen naturally stood at the edge of the second row. He saw the backs of Atletico Madrid giants such as Griezmann, Diego Costa, Cork, and Godin. I am still very excited. These people are all top players in La Liga, at the national level. Even such football giants, when facing Simone, always have their hands behind their backs, as if listening to instructions. Simone rubbed his scumbag beard. Alright, boys. In the last round, we defeated Espanyol away and finally secured the 3rd place in the standings without being widened by Real Madrid. But don't slack off, because you never have the fundamental reason to slack off. Simone's gaze swept over the faces of several absolute key players, including Griezmann. You should know that Barcelona, who ranks first, is already ahead of us by a full 10. If we want to win the championship, every point we lose next will be fatal. The atmosphere is somewhat solemn. Many players frowned. Halfway behind Barcelona. Although Atletico Madrid aims to win the championship, it is very difficult to catch up. Oh, by the way, there is a Dragon Country player on our team who is coming for a trial today. They will practice with us later. When Simone said these words, he didn't even glance at Chen at the end of the second row, so he turned around and left. He knew that this 18-year-old boy was a collaborator between the Dragon Country Football Association and Atletico Madrid, who spent money on trial training. The purpose is to gild. In addition, the poor impression left by Longua's football level on Simone. The head coach of Atletico Madrid never cared about Chen at all. Several Atletico Madrid players around Chen showed him a polite commercial smile and then dispersed. Atletico Madrid is a major club in La Liga. Every month, players come for trial training. Only a few can be left behind. Atletico Madrid players have become accustomed to this. This atmosphere also made Chen feel a bit reserved. However, Griezmann walked up to Chen and coldly joked with him. Hey! I heard you're a super football superstar from Dragon Country. Welcome to Atletico Madrid. Griezmann has an outgoing personality and a bit of a hip-hop style. Seeing the only Asian face on the field, Griezmann used stuttering English to actively liven up the atmosphere for Chen. Hello, Griezmann, my name is Chen was pleasantly surprised. I'm not some Dragon Country football superstar, I'm just here for a trial. Compared to Griezmann, Suchen's English is a bit better. Wow, the trial is so cool, Griezmann gave Chen a big smile and gave him a thumbs up. So we can be teammates in the future, come on, Griezmann's warm hospitality also relieved Chen of the initial nervousness. Hey, you two have such a good relationship, so let's take this old trial trainer with you, Griezmann. Atletico Madrid assistant coach Lopez laughed. No problem. Griezmann gestured okay. In the following training. Whether it's grabbing circles, passing, or shooting. Chen has demonstrated the basic skills of not falling behind his Atletico Madrid teammates. Several teammates began to intentionally or unintentionally look towards Chen's side. Chen's performance also surprised Griezmann a bit. Your basic skills are very good. You have the ability to play La Liga completely. Chen smiled. At least my Bell template LV1 was also a key player during Tottenham Hotspur. Being able to play as a starting player in Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League is also possible in La Liga. Off the field. Teaching assistant Lopez was also surprised by Chen's basic skills. In his memory, the football players of Dragon Country have always been known for their poor basic skills. Stopping the ball 5 meters away is the norm. But Chen has a solid football foundation. Not at all like a Dragon Country player. On the contrary, just like those players born in the orthodox European football world. Boss, that Dragon Country trial player named Su has good basic skills, a good foundation, and is only 18 years old. Can we consider signing him to join our U19 youth team? Simone put both hands in his pockets and casually whistled. The young people in the entire Dragon Kingdom are tall and have good basic skills, making them talented players in playing football. However, Lopez, don't make a final decision on this. Even Atletico Madrid's youth team has high requirements for players. It's only in the last 30 minutes of the actual match that you can see some tricks. Lopez nodded in agreement. The current training is all single-item training. Only in actual combat can a player's true strength be demonstrated. This is also a football philosophy in European football that advocates practicality. Chapter 3. Conquering Simone with cruel speed and signing a horse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's a mule or a horse. Pull it out in real combat. The last item in Atletico Madrid training. 30-minute practical combat training. Ding. Release task. Create a goal with Atletico Madrid's first team in La Liga match, upgrade to LV2 with Bell template. Chen is well aware that the entire task is not easy. I want to score in La Liga. First, we need to sign with Atletico Madrid's first team. This is the chance to compete in La Liga. There is no chance of signing with the youth team. We must make good use of this team match, conquer Simone with our performance, and make him agree to sign for the first team. Chen made up his mind. The competition adopts a half-court 7v7. Generally speaking, substitute players and main players are separated. The main player has one half and the substitute has one half. But because Chen left a good impression on Atletico Madrid assistant coach Lopez in his previous training. In order to continue testing his practical skills, Chen was arranged by Lopez into the first half of the main team. Young man, play well and let me see your performance in real combat. Lopez walked over and patted Chen's shoulder, saying a word in Spanish to him. Chen can't understand Spanish, but in Lopez's kind gaze, Chen still read the other person's expectations. When Chen arrived at the 7-man right-wing guard, he found that on his left was Griezmann. The front is Diego Costa. They are all famous brands. Standing by my side right now feels a bit unreal. And the players on the other side should not be underestimated. Atletico Madrid legendary defender, Uruguayan Godin is right across from him. From a distance, this person looks like a wall of size in front of the door. Simone's whistle goes out, the game begins. At first, Chen was worried about whether the template could be integrated into practical use. Now I realize that everything is unnecessary worry. The Bell template also gives Bell a ball quotient. Chen played with ease on the field and passed the ball smoothly to his teammates. Especially with teammate Griezmann, they play football very well. 1/2, Chen's pass was very good, but unfortunately Griezmann's pass went out of bounds. Mine. Griezmann apologized and extended his hand to Chen. Chen gave him a thumbs up and said, "The meaning is there, it's passed well." This scene left the head coach Simone stunned. He couldn't believe it, this 18-year-old player from Dragon Country was training with Atletico Madrid for the first time. Does this Chen seem to have a strong connection with our players? Assistant coach Lopez rubbed his hands excitedly. From beginning to end, it was a phone call. Simeone's gaze flickered. This kid is not simple and simple, he plays football very well, it's strange. Simone was puzzled. As a coach, Simeone thinks that Chen looks like a player cultivated in the atmosphere of high-level European football no matter what. Does he really come from the Dragon Kingdom? When did the football level of Dragon Country reach such a high level, with such outstanding young talents? Aren't players from Dragon Country able to stop 5 meters away even when stopping the ball? Just when Simone was curious about it. The next second, Chen gave him a bigger surprise. Chen played very accurately with Griezmann in a 2-over-1 match this time, scoring the ball on the sidelines. Facing Atletico Madrid's defensive left-back Lucas, Chen simply pushed the ball forward 5 meters and then sprinted. Whoosh! Accompanied by a flash of light and shadow, Chen instantly surpassed Lucas and broke through to the bottom line. Griezmann! Chen shouted loudly as the ball was about to cross the baseline. Throw your body's center of gravity and pass it backwards. Bang! Griezmann leaped high in the middle, facing the incoming ball and effortlessly headed past the goal guarded by a Blanco. Once this ball is scored, everyone was stunned. It wasn't Griezmann's goal that left people stunned. But it was Chen's powerful overtaking on the sidelines this time. Simone's pupils suddenly shrank in the background, he was completely stunned in place. Boss, don't you think so? Assistant coach Lucas swallowed. Lucas is the fastest defender in our team, was he eaten by Chen like this? Simone took a deep breath and slowly exhaled. His Chen's speed is really terrifying. And the combination of human and ball is very good, not that silly and quick. Sleeping trough, why are you so fast? Griezmann rushed over in surprise and hugged Chen. And the left-back Lucas, who was knocked out, looked bewildered. He is rarely passed off so unreasonably by others. Last time someone forced me to eat. Still facing Real Madrid's Bale in the league. This kid looks like Bale, really. Lucas said helplessly to centre-back Godin beside him. Godin nodded with a smile. Like, it's so similar. The explosive posture and passing force are very similar. In the upcoming match time, Chen has repeatedly shown his sprint on the sidelines. He is 185 cm tall, has long legs, and starts quickly. When charged, few people can get stuck in their position. Until Simone blew the whistle for the end of the training. Chen fed 3 cakes in a row to Griezmann in the middle. This also impressed Atletico Madrid players with Chen. I thought this dragon man was here to try out a one-day tour. Let's take a look first. I'm afraid I can't leave. The players looked at Simone with some anticipation, wanting to hear how he evaluated the performance of the trial player. I didn't expect Simone to disband the training without saying anything. Immediately, he grabbed the teaching assistant and walked quickly back to his office. How's it, boss? Assistant coach Lopez tentatively asked Simone, is Chen's strength okay? Signing our youth team shouldn't be a problem. Simone gave him a glare. Youth team? How could it be? Report to the sports director immediately and make sure to sign a first-team contract with him. I must finalize the signing today, and I must not let this kid go to another club for trial training. Chapter 4. A sudden change in art style, causing the face of the Chinese Football Association to be swollen. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Longhua Football Association Office. The secretary will submit the prepared notice to Chen Shuyuan. Chinese youth player Chen seriously violated team rules and was expelled from the team. Okay, great, well written, send it out through the media immediately. Chen Shuyuan is very satisfied with this notice. Under his guidance, many charges about Chen were fabricated in the notice. What do you mean by not following team rules, not obeying coach arrangements, being lazy during training, not meeting technical standards, fighting with teammates, and so on. The most outrageous thing is that he even said that Chen drank heavily, came to training drunk every day, and even vomited on the field. The essay is well written. In short, put all the bad habits of the national youth team members on Chen's head. Just want to kill this kid and make him never turn over. After Chen Shuyuan sent his secretary away, I called the person in charge of the youth training department of the Chinese Football Association again. Xiao Li, how is the process on your end going? Okay, that's great. We just need to stop the sponsorship fee for Chen's entire scumbags trial training immediately. Yes, send a letter to Atletico Madrid club immediately. I will receive their confirmation letter within today, asking Chen to cover up and get out of here. Hanging up the phone, Chen Shuyuan looked proud. There is no one in the entire national youth team who dares not give themselves gifts. Do you want to be an exception, Chen? Do you want to keep the mud untouched? Are you the only one who is noble and takes the right path? No way. The Chinese Football Association's essay was posted on its official website, instantly causing a huge wave. Countless big verses have been reprinted one after another, and their influence has instantly expanded by hundreds of times. Netizens are also filled with righteous indignation. Guiqing is really rotten to the root, such a player must be fired. I can't believe it, even Chen went with the flow. I was quite optimistic about him before. Every time in the national youth competition, he is the one who works the hardest on the field. Unexpectedly, this is just an illusion. Professional players got drunk while training and still vomited on the field. Chen has really broken my bottom line for Chinese brands. I don't know what Chen was thinking, but unfortunately, there is no regret medicine to take in this world. I support the Chinese Football Association this time, and we must eradicate the evils and uphold integrity and discipline. During lunch, Chen Shuyuan was drinking Maotai liquor while scrolling through his phone. The comments from netizens made him very happy. A sense of revenge and satisfaction surged in my heart. Hee, Chen, I'm going against you. This is your end. You can't even think of playing football in this lifetime. Take advantage of your youth and switch careers early. But the next second, the secretary rushed in eagerly. Chen, the big deal is not good. Chen will continue to stay at Atletico Madrid. Chen Shuyuan was taken aback and then frowned tightly. What's going on? Didn't I have the youth training department send the letter to withdraw the sponsorship fee? Please verify it for me. The little secretary looked embarrassed and said, the letter has been sent. I watched as the director of the youth training department sent it. A puzzled expression appeared on Chen Shuyuan's face. I withdrew all sponsorship. Can Chen continue his trial training at Atletico Madrid? Can foreign clubs like to do charity? That's not right. When they talked to me about sponsorship fees, the other party didn't give up a penny. Mr. Chen, the sports director of Atletico Madrid, has sent us a letter thanking us for sending such a talented young player to Atletico Madrid. They have decided to sign a formal contract with Chen. Chen Shuyuan's face suddenly changed. Originally, I was going to sign a contract with Chen. What kind of ghost is this in Chen Shuyuan's cognition? Chen is the best player in the National Youth League and indeed has some abilities. But it's far from signing with the Madrid youth team. He couldn't speak for a moment. For a long time. He pretended to be calm and said slowly, good thing, this is a good thing. Our national youth team's players being able to join the Atletico Madrid youth team shows that under my training, the national youth team has produced top talents, which is also my political achievement. The secretary replied with almost a mournful expression. Not the youth team, Atletico Madrid and Chen signed a first-team contract. Chen is going to play La Liga with Griezmann. Bang! Chen Shuyuan's body stumbled, falling directly from the chair to the ground. Atletico Madrid official website. 18-year-old Chen joined Atletico Madrid and became the first Dragon player in the club's history. The picture is in the signing conference room of Atletico Madrid. Simone sat beside Chen with a smile on his face, with a professional player contract placed in front of him. The official website of Atletico Madrid released this news at the time. The notice regarding the dismissal of Chen published on the official website of the Chinese Football Association. Just 1 hour apart. This creates a very dramatic phenomenon. Just now, Chen was labeled with derogatory labels such as poor technical skills, disorganized discipline, and alcoholism. The Chinese Football Association solemnly announced the permanent dismissal of the national youth team. Just turned around and was signed by the Spanish powerhouse Atletico Madrid's first team. This contrast. After reading the notice from the Dragon National Football Association, I cursed Chen's fans who were previously unaware. I was very confused for a moment. There seemed to be 10,000 CNMs rushing by in my heart. Everyone is curious about what exactly is going on. So, was a player who was looked down upon by our national youth team signed by Atletico Madrid, or was he signed to the first team? You're joking. La Liga has the first Dragon country player for no apparent reason. My mind is in a mess. Oh my goodness, I was just cursing Chen online, and in less than an hour, I was slapped in the face. Can anyone tell me what's going on? I don't have enough brain circuits. Why bother asking? The Chinese Football Association is blind. The Chinese Football Association has been blind for a while now. Atletico Madrid has always been known for his iron-blooded and resilient spirit. If Chen really followed what the Football Association said, drinking excessively and lacking organizational discipline, would Atletico Madrid take notice of him? Absolutely impossible. The Football Association also said that Chen's skills are poor. Our national youth team has higher technical requirements than Atletico Madrid in La Liga. I'm speechless. It's like laughing to death when I say it, ha ha ha. Fortunately, Atletico Madrid's discerning eyes uncovered Chen. If Chen had been playing football in China all along, he might have been unemployed long ago. How many young players have been harmed by the Dragon National Football Association? These losers, with them, Dragon National Football will be crushed to death and never turn over. Dragon country football is not without Messi Ronaldo, it's just that our Messi Ronaldo was ruined by the Football Association at Chen's age. At this point, someone noticed the punishment notice for Chen on the official website of Longwa. I don't know when it was withdrawn. This is a remedial measure taken by Chen Shuyuan to avoid being slapped by the fans. But an old saying goes well. The internet has a memory. As early as when the Football Association published the announcement on its official website that smeared Chen. A few fans who have been following the national youth team all year round find it strange. Where could Chen be the kind of person mentioned by the Chinese Football Association? There must be some unknown story inside. Someone took a screenshot. At this moment, the picture happened to be directly placed in the comments section of the official social media of the Dragon National Football Association. It also comes with a picture of Chen sitting next to Simone and signing a contract with Atletico Madrid. Football Association leaders, is this what you are talking about as players with poor skills, alcoholism, and lack of organization and discipline? For a while, the Weibo account of Longwa Football Association has been hacked. Server down. Click to display 404. Chapter 5. La Liga Initial Experience, Chen for this league. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chen signed a 5-year contract with Atletico Madrid. As the youngest player in the team, Chen's annual salary is also the lowest in the team, only €600,000 per year. However, this is just the beginning. As long as Chen performs well, the club can always improve his contract benefits. In the purely professional football world of Europe, there are not as many hidden rules in Dragon Country football. Brilliant players are always in the buyer's market and have strong bargaining power. When I saw Chen solemnly signing his name on the first-team contract, Atletico Madrid coach Simone finally breathed a sigh of relief. I can be considered leaving this kid behind. If Chen still goes to Real Madrid and Barcelona for trial training, the result is hard to say. 2 days later, the 19th round of La Liga starts. Atletico Madrid plays against visiting powerhouse Sevilla at home. Without a doubt, Chen entered the big list. However, Chen did not enter the starting lineup. Simone said to Chen, "You have just joined the team, and although you have shown excellent teamwork skills in the joint training, you have not yet played against your teammates in the official game. Sevilla is very strong, and I will arrange for you to sit on the bench. Your task is to observe the rhythm of the game. The pace of La Liga is very fast, which is very different from your Dragon Country League. Please observe more." Chen remembers the teachings of this world-renowned coach. Since the signing of the contract in the past 2 days, excluding training, Chen has been living in the apartment rented by the club for him. Just do one thing. Watch Atletico Madrid's game videos before this season. The previous 18 rounds of the league. Chen has watched all of the scenes. I have also gained a preliminary understanding of Atletico Madrid's playing style and the technical characteristics of my teammates. Chen is waiting for his La Liga debut. Sunday evening at 7:45 p.m. Madrid Wanda Metropolitan Stadium. At the beginning of the night, the bright stars shine. A professional football field that can accommodate 67,703 people, at least 60,000 people. In the player channel, the starting players of both teams are ready to start. Chen and other substitute teammates entered the field first. As he walked past his teammate Griezmann, Chen blinked at him. Griezmann exaggerated by giving Chen 2 thumbs up and then pointing to the team emblem. The meaning seemed to say, tonight, Atletico Madrid must take 3 points away from home. Actually, before the competition, many media outlets pointed it out directly. If Atletico Madrid wants to compete for the La Liga championship this season, they must do 2 things. One is to take Sevilla. Before the winter break, do not fall behind from the first-tier team competing for the championship. Another way is to add reinforcements in the winter window. Enrich the layers of attack. So for Sevilla, Simone also gave a death order in the locker room. "Young men, let me see if your testosterone secretion is enough. If it's a man, beat them up at home." The referee blew a whistle and the game began. Sevilla is a typical La Liga team. The players are skilled in their footwork, with exquisite transmission and control coordination, and are adept at using the width of the field to adjust their opponents. Under the guidance of Simone, Atletico Madrid is characterized by physical fitness and competition. Known as Iron Blood Racing. So facing Sevilla, a strong team in the second tier of La Liga, Simeone placed 4 midfielders in parallel positions. Coque, Gabi, Sor, and Carrasco are arranged in a row. Maximize the coverage of the width of the court. Griezmann on the front line also occasionally recovers into the midfield, strengthening the thickness of midfield defense. Leave only one reckless Diego Costa at the front, using running to harass the opponent's defensive line. Simone attempted to take advantage of Atletico Madrid's number advantage in midfield. Cut off the opponent's passing line. But even so, Sevilla can still leverage the advantages of little quick spirit to create unexpected killing opportunities. In the 28th minute of the first half of the game, Sevilla's Argentine international midfielder Banega took the ball 15 meters from the top of the penalty area arc. Just as he received the ball, "Push him out, don't let him face our defense line head-on," Simone shouted from the field. Atletico Madrid midfielders Saur and Gabi immediately surrounded them. This is the tactic they formulated before the game. As long as the opponent is the best at passing and threatening, Barnaga takes the ball. There must be two people watching him closely, cutting off the passing line forward. But Barnaga is also an experienced player on the field. Facing the imposing male upper snatcher. A free and easy Marseille maneuver in the Argentine midfield. Between leisurely strolls in the courtyard. I just brushed past two Atletico Madrid players. Beautiful, it's indeed La Liga. Barnaga's dribbling is really impressive. Even Chen, who was sitting on the bench, couldn't help but secretly praise his opponent in his heart. He couldn't believe it. Barnaga's movements are clearly neither tight nor slow. How could you just give up the two Atletico Madrid teammates who were snatched up? When he played football in Dragon Country. Faced with fierce coercion. Players always habitually pass back, or just kick big. This is a manifestation of psychological cowardice. Afraid of losing the ball at one's own feet. Where have you seen a calm and composed playing style like Barnaga? You should know that Sevilla is only a second-tier team in La Liga. What are Real Madrid and Barcelona like? They will only be stronger, Pop. What does Atletico Madrid fear the most? Barnaga, who had connected two people, immediately sent out a highly penetrating straight plug. The football was like a cruise missile, accurately finding its forward teammate Muniel. This is a collaboration between two South Americans. Muniel easily pushed and scored with a close kick. The Atletico Madrid Wanda Metropolitan Stadium, which had 60,000 seats, was instantly silent. In the vast stadium, only the cheers of Sevilla players echoed. Simone breathed a cold breath into the sky and shook his hand in disappointment. Still haven't stopped Barnaga. There are many South Americans in Sevilla, and they like to play this kind of refined transmission and coordination. We suffered a lot last season, and you can observe more. This opponent is a typical La Liga transmission and control game. On the substitute bench, the veteran sitting next to Chen, French forward Gamero, gestured with Chen in half-familiar English. I feel like we've been following the rhythm of our opponents, Chen analyzed to Gamero. Are we playing too conservatively? Why don't we push out and attack? Gamero shrugged his shoulders and glanced at the coach's area, with a worried expression on Simone's face. The boss is under a lot of psychological pressure. The last game during the winter break is coming up, and if we want to win the championship at the end of the season, we must be flawless in this game, but sometimes thinking too much is not a good thing. The midfield ends. Atletico Madrid is 0.1 behind Sevilla at home. Chapter 6. Sharply pointing out the weakness of the opponent, Chen is faced with. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Atletico Madrid coach Simone has a headache. He anticipated Sevilla's passing threat before the game. And targeted deployments were made based on this. However, in the actual battle on site, Atletico Madrid did not do a good job in defense. But Simone looked at the sweaty disciples in the changing room. But couldn't bear to scold. He is very clear in his heart. The league is halfway through, and the players are in a bottleneck period in terms of physical fitness. I'm too tired. Even in the first few rounds against Barcelona, Atletico Madrid players were not so tired. So Simeone simply called out the team's ace striker Griezmann to one side. Griezmann, you need to push a little more in the attack. If you don't push forward, we will lose our attack point in the front field and can only be kept under pressure. Griezmann gulped down his sports drink, feeling somewhat helpless. As a superstar, why can't he understand the situation on the field? Boss, I'm too tired. It's really difficult for me to balance defense and attack. After only half a game, my legs went numb. Simone solemnly patted Griezmann's back. You must make it through. If you make it through, Atletico Madrid can make it through. Press down a bit before attacking, form a connection with Diego Costa, and you need to return to defense. Only you can do this for this team. In the second half, we must reverse. Atletico Madrid is now halfway behind the top-ranked Barcelona by a significant margin. If this game doesn't bite, once Barcelona opens up a gap of over 10 points, winning the championship at the end of the season is like a fleeting dream. Not to mention, they are currently only ranked third. Real Madrid, who ranks second in the front, is still leading by 8 points. Griezmann looked up and drank the last sip of water from the bottle, then glanced at Chen sitting in the corner of the changing room. "Boss, why not consider replacing Chen and replacing right winger Carrasco?" the French star said to Simone. "He's fast and can charge. Carrasco obviously can't run anymore. I estimate Chen can drive the forward attack and inject new vitality into us." Simone pondered for a moment and rejected Griezmann's suggestion. Carrasco is an experienced player who has repeatedly performed well in critical moments. Chen is too young, and he still needs to grow. In Simone's heart, 18-year-old Chen has never played a single La Liga match. He still doesn't trust being substituted when facing strong opponents like Sevilla. After all, in Simone's coaching philosophy, he highly values the experience of players. Bien fights again. After 15 points of calmness in midfield, Atletico Madrid players seem to have slowed down. Is it the third-ranked first-tier team in La Liga? The self-adjustment ability of Atletico Madrid players is still significantly higher than that of Sevilla. For midfielders, Kirk, Gabi, Sauer, and Carrasco took the initiative to bring their respective distances closer. The midfield defense has become more compact. Change to Griezmann and Diego Costa, take turns harassing Banega, the core of the organization who performed well in the first half. For a while, the receiving line of Sevilla's frontcourt players has been cut. It is difficult for the ball to penetrate into Atletico Madrid's penalty area. Did you see it? There has been a change, Gamero, sitting on the bench, said happily to Chen. The situation is balanced, and our opportunity is coming soon. Chen stared intently at the players on the field. That's right, once Sevilla's pass is separated by us, they have no advantage. This is our home ground, and the scale of victory will eventually come back. Did you notice that their third left back has a bad habit? It's deadly. Chen suddenly pointed to Sevilla's left back, number 3 Lionel. Gamero was taken aback and said, what habits? Why didn't I notice? Chen explained. Some full-backs like to coordinate with their midfield and insert forward after receiving the ball, but Lionel tends to break along the sidelines and he loves to move forward too much. Gamero was taken aback and then chuckled. Wave your hand disapprovingly. How could you say such outrageous things? That's because Lionel has a fast pace, good dribbling, and can fully utilize the space on the sidelines to create breakthrough opportunities for himself. This is his personal advantage. How can it be said to be a fatal habit? Take a closer look at the ball. Lionel from Sevilla is also a winger like you, and he has a lot to learn from. Gamero thinks that Chen doesn't know much about La Liga football. Facing the contempt of teammates, Chen just smiled indifferently. No comment. The reason why he said Lionel likes to break through is this deadly habit. It's from my own perspective. In Chen's imagination. If I could come on as a substitute and play as a right winger against Lionel's left back. Chen has full confidence that as long as Lionel dares to challenge himself, he can carry out frontcourt steals for his opponents. Then we'll fight back on the spot. The left back of Sevilla is indeed very fast. According to Chen's visual inspection, Lionel's speed value is approximately 89. But it's not on the same level as my own 97. Chen looked at Simone in the coaching area with an anxious expression on his face. The opportunity is right in front of us. Simone was able to discover this breakthrough point. Do you want to appear on stage? Chapter 7 Griezmann. We need Suchen's speed. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The second half of the game was extremely intense. Sevilla's pass was cut off by Atletico Madrid's tight defense. Although the possession rate was once as high as 63%. But only thunder doesn't rain. It is always difficult to penetrate into Atletico Madrid's penalty area to form effective shots. On Atletico Madrid's side, although they have played a consistent advantage in defensive stability. But in terms of attack. But it's difficult to form an effective counterattack point. The root cause is still a matter of physical fitness. Atletico Madrid, which had fought fiercely for half a season in the early stages. As the winter break approaches, the players' physical weakness has been reported to the police. Especially on the sidelines. Belgian Carrasco actually has many opportunities. But Carrasco's form in this game is worrying. Several attempts were made to push the ball into the opponent's defensive zone by breaking through from the sidelines. But it's not that the speed hasn't improved. It's just being firmly held in place by someone. What happened to Carrasco's game? It's too lackluster. Didn't he have enough lunch at noon? Gamello on the bench said one after another. The words have just finished. Right in front of the substitute at Atletico Madrid. Carrasco and Sevilla's left-back Lionel had a 1-on-1 match. This time, Carrasco used skillful force and scored with the ball. Go ahead. Gameiro and Suchen stood up at the same time, waving towels. Bang! Lionel's precise prediction, with a sliding shovel, just fly the ball. Ah, it's too slow. Atletico Madrid side on the bench. The ball that was shoveled off jumped high and landed at the feet of Atletico Madrid coach Simone. He angrily hugged the ball and then kicked it into the sky. This venting action made the referee run over and immediately gave him a yellow card. Calm down, boss. Simone widened his eyes, wanting to argue with the referee. Fortunately, I was hugged by my teaching assistant Lopez. Otherwise, with the hot temper of the Argentine coach. Specify to die red. The 70th minute of the second half. The score is still 0.1. The Wanda Metropolitan Stadium is booing everywhere. 60,000 home Atletico Madrid fans find it difficult to accept this score. The sound of verbal abuse kept coming and going. How come everyone can't run? Did they all go to the nightclub last night? Take out a bit of masculinity and grab it. Carrasco just renewed his contract in the summer, and now he's starting to mess up. Are you still saying you want to win the La Liga championship in this state? How are you doing with Simone? Last month, we were able to draw away against Barcelona, but we couldn't even win a single game against Sevilla at home. Is that funny? What about playing a match fixing? Griezmann, you're far behind Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Don't say you're the third person in the world, you don't deserve it. RNM, refund. At this point, the situation gradually turned around again. The originally balanced balance even began to tilt towards the away team Sevilla. Especially in the 75th minute. After Sevilla switched to a front-court match and replaced the players. The new Colombian forward Munir has good physical strength and can charge and lead. Stirring up Atletico Madrid's defense line. Just one goal away. Supporting a dead ball gap. Atletico Madrid's top star, Griezmann, ran to Simone's side sweating profusely. Boss, Carrasco is not in his form at all. Hurry up and replace Suchen, we need to speed up on the sidelines. Atletico Madrid's substitute bench was filled with surprise. Everyone's gaze was fixed on Chen. This Carrasco is also a main force. Griezmann looked at Simone and called out his surname to replace Carrasco with Suchen. Is this not afraid of causing conflicts within the team? Simone hasn't replied yet. Turn your head and you'll see. Carrasco sat on the ground. I can't do it, I'm cramping. Carrasco made a gesture of substitution to Simone helplessly. Got it. It must be replaced now. Suchen, hurry up and get ready to play. Here's Simone's instructions. Suchen jumped out of her seat like a spring with a whoosh. Finally waiting for this moment. The gap between Carrasco being lifted off the field. Simone spoke at lightning speed and explained the tactics to Suchen. You are in the same position as Carrasco, both on the right wing. This is your debut in La Liga, and I know you will be nervous. So after you take the ball, don't stick to it like Carrasco does. You can't compare with him. He has been playing in the professional league for many years. I need you to do one thing, get close to Griezmann and Diego Costa, and run more, pulling and protecting them both. Even if it's a useless sprint, you have to run, understand? You will run wildly, you will. Simone's nose almost hit Suchen's face. I know your running is strong, that's why I replaced you. You tell me, you understand, right? Suchen nodded and said, I understand, boss. Suchen understood in her heart. Although his performance in practical training impressed Simone. But in Simone's heart. I am just an 18-year-old boy with talent. He is still a rookie egg in the Shijia arena, so Simone gave him the task of actively running. Create space for the two main forwards Griezmann and Diego Costa in the team. However, Chen's goal is far from that. The trigger condition for Bell template to upgrade from LV1 to LV2. It's about creating a goal on the La Liga field. Chen will not miss this rare debut opportunity. It must be firmly grasped. Squeezing out Carrasco's main position with strength. Play as the main force in Atletico Madrid. At this point, Atletico Madrid fans were already anxious. They are looking forward to the appearance of a savior. Help the team reverse the game within 15 minutes and create miracles. Many people are calling out for the name of Gamero on the bench, to change the striker. But when they saw that a young Asian boy had been replaced. Suddenly confused. Ah! Who is this player with black hair? Are these people from Atletico Madrid? This person's name is Chen, Dragon Man, 18 years old, just signed with Atletico Madrid, as reported on the official website. I know him, he has never played in the top 5 leagues before. Oh my God, why replace him? Is there no one left on the bench at Atletico Madrid? Why don't you care about Carmelo? He scored 12 goals last season. Is Simone crazy? Does he still want to win? Do you still want to compete with Barcelona and Real Madrid for the championship? I'm so disappointed. What Chen didn't expect was. When he wore the number 18 jersey and stepped onto the lawn of La Liga for the first time. Welcome him. Surprisingly, it was the booing from the home fans. Chapter 8. Passing the ball to myself 10 seconds later, Bell. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The home fans booed extensively for this substitution. Let Simone also sweat a bit for Chen's debut. But Chen had one thing in mind very clearly. Fans are not actually bragging about themselves. They are booing Atletico Madrid's performance. If the team performs well, whose jersey is willing to boo the home team like this? Fans spend tens of euros buying tickets to watch the game on site. I just hope the team wins. Especially for strong teams like Atletico Madrid in La Liga. Atletico Madrid fans are not willing to spend money on the field to watch the team lose. As a professional player, Chen understands the psychological activities of fans. Although Simone was positioned as an auxiliary role in his previous tactical instructions. Although fans are not very optimistic about their appearance. But Chen is full of confidence in his own strength. His real strength now is Bale, who played as a key player during Tottenham Hotspur. In the group stage of the 2010.2011 Champions League season. Tottenham Hotspur face Inter Milan in 2 legs, home and away. Bell has become the god of Tottenham Hotspur. In the first round away game against Inter Milan, they scored a hat-trick. In the second round at home, Bell provided 2 assists, participated in a goal, and ran all the way at 60 meters, surpassing Inter Milan's full-back Maicon. Completely destroyed Inter Milan's defense with speed and physical strength. This kind of Bell. In today's Atletico Madrid, there is a lack of single-point speed explosion points. It's like sending charcoal into a fire. A timely rain exists. But except for Chen himself. Everyone, including Atletico Madrid's head coach Simone. They didn't realize the value of Chen's treasure. And what Chen needs to do. It's about using strength to conquer fans, teammates, and coaches. After Chen came on the field. Active on the right wing guard of the 442 formation. He quickly discovered a problem. The pace of La Liga matches is very fast. This kind of speed refers to passing, receiving the ball, running, and speed. It's not like when I played football in Dragon Country before. Both teams have a comfortable feeling of walking and playing football at the same time. But constantly moving. Be ready to accelerate at any time. When I watched off the field before. I haven't felt anything yet. But once you personally come on the field and play, you will have a first-hand experience. However, Chen passed a few passes with Griezmann in Cork. I quickly adapted to the rhythm. And he also used his strong body of 185 centimeters to carry several small South American players across from him. Good Chen, kick boldly and let go. Griezmann was already exhausted and out of breath. But still squeezed out a smile, encouraging this new young teammate. The 82nd minute of the competition. After Sevilla passed through the midfield for a while. The overall formation was overwhelming, and the ball came to the feet of left-back Lionel. After Lionel took the ball, he habitually took 2 steps forward and looked up to observe. The opportunity has arrived. Chen's mind thumped. Then he strode over and immediately approached the opposing Lionel. When Chen rushed over. Intentionally rushing quickly, as if trying to completely push one's center of gravity up. Lionel saw a young Asian boy pounce, with a contemptuous smile on his face. How could you be so indifferent and rush over to grab the ball? Your center of gravity is unstable, but I just need to suddenly change direction when you approach me. By utilizing the changes in foot rhythm, you can be defeated. Lionel decided to teach this inexperienced young man a lesson. Pop. Just as Chen rushed over a meter away in front of him. Lionel suddenly flicked the ball towards the sideline, then picked up speed, wanting to use the changes in speed and rhythm to pass Chen. Who would have thought that Chen was waiting for you this time? I saw Chen, who was originally rushing in at full speed, suddenly break on the sole of your foot. With his long legs extended, he intercepted the ball and made a clean and sharp steal. Sleeping slot. Lionel was shocked in his heart. He didn't expect Chen to break so fast. But in the next second, Chen's movements further shook Lionel. Chen pushed the ball forward heavily and it rolled out more than 10 meters away. Charge! Chen shouted loudly, stepped on the wind and fire wheel, and chased the ball forward. Lionel also fought hard to catch up. But after only 4 or 5 steps, he clearly felt that he couldn't keep up with Chen's pace. Because Chen completely passed the ball to himself 10 seconds later. The Atletico Madrid fans on the stands exclaimed in surprise. Wow, what a fast speed! He seems to be flying. Just as Chen was aggressively sprinting along the sidelines with the ball. Griezmann in the middle is also gritting his teeth and pushing forward with all his might. Look at me, look at my position. Griezmann finally rushed into the penalty area. Bang! Chen arrived at the cross on the right side of the road. The ball was given very comfortably, and Griezmann lightly rubbed his forehead before the opposing centre-back returned. The football changes direction and flies into the dead corner of the goal. Wow! All Atletico Madrid fans stand up. The sound of chairs and backrests hitting echoed throughout the room. In the 83rd minute of the competition, Atletico Madrid has finally equalized the score. After scoring the goal, Griezmann did not celebrate. He rushed in at the first moment, grabbed the ball, and ran back. With a big wave of his hand, he gestured to his teammates to seize the time. "We still need to overtake." Only as he rushed past Chen, Griezmann happily gave him a thumbs up. "Well done, you gave Lionel a hard time haha, and the ball passed in time." Griezmann is very clear. 90% of the credit for this goal should be attributed to Chen. Without Chen's previous frontcourt steals and violent sprints, it's absolutely impossible for oneself to get such a comfortable header. Ding! Congratulations to the host for sending an assist to Griezmann. The main upgrade task has been completed. Create a goal for Atletico Madrid in a La Liga match. Bell template upgrade LV2. Improved shooting attribute. 79.85 speed attribute improvement. 97.98 drive attribute has been improved. 80.84 heading attribute improved. 81.85 free kick attribute improvement. 79.83 the proficiency of the exclusive skill Road God level explosive trip has been improved. 70.85%. Start a side quest. Help Atletico Madrid reverse this game, reward a silver treasure chest, and open to receive a mysterious gift. Chapter 9. Classic curve overtaking, racing 60 meters. You are listening at novel full.audio. Simone clenched his fist tightly. His eyes were filled with admiration for Chen. "Give the ball more to Chen's side," Simone shouted to the players. "He has good stamina, let him charge the ball." Chen has just been replaced, so there is no problem with her physical strength. Plus, the violent act just now showed a strong impact. Atletico Madrid's teammates consciously passed the ball to Chen. For a while, Chen became the person with the highest frequency of appearances in the broadcast footage. Time passes by minute by second. The game has reached 89 minutes. Atletico Madrid has once again received an excellent opportunity to counterattack. Griezmann is in the middle, swinging the ball with a very imaginative scorpion. Divided the ball into neutral on the right side. Chen high.speed plug-in. Facing Sevilla's left back Lionel. "Don't think about me this time." Lionel, who had suffered from Chen's speed deficit, was careful and cautious. He knows Chen's speed is fast. Once charged, it is impossible for oneself to keep up with the rhythm of this dragon man. So experienced Lionel deliberately distanced himself from Chen. Step back sideways all the way, always maintaining a distance of more than 4 meters from Chen. In his estimation, this distance is enough to give oneself sufficient buffer space. Even if Chen suddenly accelerates, he can handle it himself. Chen saw Lionel retreat all the way and also slowed down his footsteps as he strode through the ball. "Don't stick to the ball, let it go." Gamero on the bench shouted at Chen. "There's no more space, don't waste your time. Give me the ball." Griezmann on the field approached Chen, calling for the ball. Chen heard their shout. But there was no choice to pass the ball. He looked at Lionel, who had driven 5 meters away from him. Then use Bell's template skill again. Divine level explosive crossing over people. Chen, who owns the LV2 Bell template. Not only has the startup speed reached 98. The exclusive skill of divine level explosive crossing has even increased proficiency to 85%. Chen decisively decided to once again use his speed to defeat his opponent. Bang! Chen's ball. The kicked football quickly rolls along the sidelines. In the blink of an eye, he rushed behind Lionel. Lionel turned his head and found that Suchen was also looking at him. 4 eyes facing each other. What should we do? Speed duel. Chen suddenly started, shooting out like an arrow from the string. Lionel is an experienced defensive powerhouse. He knew in an instant that he would definitely not be able to run Chen just by competing for speed, so he had to get stuck first. Lionel rushed out diagonally and charged Suchen with his shoulders. Always pushing Suchen towards the sidelines. But Suchen unexpectedly avoided his opponent, took a small turn, and continued to charge forward. Overtaking on a bend. Oh my goodness, Chen is running outside the sidelines. Simone looked dumbfounded. With 7 or 8 steps, Suchen forcefully overtook Lionel with astonishing speed and super explosive power. He was like a racing car at full speed, mercilessly abandoning the pursuers behind him. Lionel could only watch helplessly as Suchen passed by him. Despair appeared on his face. Crushed by speed. Chen, who overtook, did not give his opponent any chance. He ran wildly all the way, hitting the yellow dragon. Amidst the cheers of the entire crowd, I rushed into the penalty area and poked my toes. The football passed through the goalkeeper's small door. When I saw the football echoing into the net, Chen's whole body was covered in a scorching breath and a strong desire to win, finally erupting at this moment. He ran towards the north stand and jumped high. Amidst the cheers of mountains and tsunamis, he swung his fist heavily towards the fans. I won't kill. Chen overtook on a bend and ran 60 meters to perform a comeback victory. The moment he lands from the air. Instantly surrounded by Atletico Madrid teammates. They pressed Chen under their body like overlapping men. Roar. Roar. Shout and release. Killed. We killed. You are really unbelievable. Oh my God, what have you done? Griezmann hugged Chen lying on the ground and gave him a heavy kiss on the forehead. Coke lifted Chen from the ground and punched him in the chest. Undoubtedly, it is an iron-blooded horse racing. The celebration with teammates is also so passionate. Off the field. Simone breathed a sigh of relief as he snatched a sports drink from the player on the bench and drank it with his head up. Shu Tan. There is nothing more comfortable for him than winning 3 points in the last minute with a stunning opponent. Lopez, do you know who this kid reminds me of? Simone asked his teaching assistant. He looks so much like Belle. Lopez exclaimed excitedly. Haha, that's right. The overtaking outside the sidelines just now was a replica of Balthard overtaking Barcelona in the 2014 Copa del Rey final. The scene of Real Madrid superstar Bale overtaking on a divine curve 3.5 years ago. Simone still remembers vividly. Unexpectedly. This scene is actually happening again. The protagonist changed from Real Madrid's Bale to Atletico Madrid's Suchen. A few minutes later. The referee blew the whistle for the end of the entire game. Sevilla coach Berizzo came to shake hands with Simone after the game. A feeling of disappointment written all over his face. Sure, Simone, Berizzo pointed at Suchen and said enviously to Simone, where did you buy such a powerful character? This kid must have earned at least 20 million euros. Simone's face showed a proud expression. He basically didn't spend any money. He came to us for a trial, and I was interested in him. He just signed his first career contract with us. Ah. Can we still do this? Berizzo widened his eyes, his jealousy overflowing with words. How could I not meet such a person? You're lucky too, you found a treasure. Chapter 10. 5 major leagues alone, Chen is the whole village. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the side quest. Helping Atletico Madrid complete the reversal. Open the silver chest. Host gains top.level language talent. It's easy to listen. Can you hear it immediately? When Chen was still in a daze. The blonde beauty journalist from the Spanish branch of Sky Sports next to her was communicating with the photographer. De inmediato es una entrevista con student atlético, justo en esta cartelera, prepara el asiento por favor, ponga esta phrase. The reporter spoke in Spanish. At first, Chen only understood Su inside, which was his surname. But the next second, countless Latin letters flooded into my mind. He actually fully understood the conversation between the journalist and the photographer. Yes, the interview with Chen from Atletico Madrid is coming soon. Can you prepare your seat right in front of this billboard? Chen's face was filled with astonishment and disbelief. Can I actually understand Spanish now? This silver treasure chest has some content. It's a good thing. Could you please come over and accept our post-match interview? The blonde journalist from Sky Sports gave Chen a polite smile. The reporter previously communicated with Atletico Madrid club and learned that Chen only knows English. So she said it in English. Chen nodded and walked over. The reporter extended the microphone to Chen and said, first of all, congratulations on helping the team win in your debut in La Liga. Can you tell us your feelings now? You must be very excited. Chen thought for a few seconds and then answered fluently in Spanish. Yes, it was a difficult game and we made a comeback while falling behind. It was not easy, as a player at Atletico Madrid, I feel. Wait a minute. The blonde journalist immediately interrupted Chen's words. Generally speaking, journalists do not interrupt players when answering the first question. This seems impolite. But at this moment, the Sky Sports reporter was so surprised that she couldn't believe it. She actually heard Chen speaking Spanish. And he spoke so fluently. Even with a hint of Madrid dialect accent. This is outrageous. You never expected to speak Spanish so fluently. When did you learn it? The reporter asked curiously. When I was in Dragon Country, I dreamed of one day coming to Spain to play football, so I spent an hour every night and half a year fully mastering this language. Chen improvised a reason. The reporter's eyes widened. In her beautiful eyes, there was a deep admiration for this 18-year-old boy from the Dragon Kingdom. Really, did you really master this language in just 6 months? It's unbelievable, madam. I'm British and I've been working in Madrid for 7 years. I feel like my Spanish isn't as good as yours. You are really a language genius. Chen chuckled and waved his hand. This is nothing, we Dragon people all love learning, and there are plenty of people with better learning abilities than me. My level is only at the bottom among my peers, and those with strong learning abilities have all gone to college. I can't compete with them, so I can only come and play football. The reporter was completely dumbfounded now. I don't know how to answer for a moment. Not just journalists. Even Griezmann, who was queuing up for an interview next to Chen, was stunned. In his hometown dialect with a southern French rural accent, he said to Chen. Damn it, I knew your Spanish was so good. What kind of nonsense English have we been talking about these days? It's really interesting. I fainted so much. Chen turned to look at him and answered in French. Brother, we can communicate in French in the future. Your English is really uncomfortable for me. Griezmann. Chen made his perfect La Liga debut with 1 goal and 1 assist. The news spread domestically. Stir up thousands of waves in a moment. Many people didn't even know Chen before. Then he inexplicably signed with Atletico Madrid. Just as the fans were curious about this person's background. Chen is about to make her La Liga debut. Then there is 1 goal and 1 assist. It also staged a classic Bell-style overtaking on curves, running 60 meters and scoring with a single shot. The rapid development of the situation. It's like throwing an effervescent tablet into a cola bottle. The spray of foam turned the river upside down. The fans of Dragon Country don't even have time to react. It's like playing cards without following the routine. I didn't read it wrong, did I? Dragon Man signed with La Liga powerhouse Atletico Madrid and scored on his debut. Am I dreaming? You're not dreaming, none of us are dreaming. I watched the whole game and Chen did it. Who exactly is Chen? Can anyone tell me? That's the person who was fired by the national youth team. But now the official website of the Chinese Football Association has been notified for deletion. I find it strange why a player with poor skills, disorganized discipline, brawls with teammates, and alcoholism would be targeted by Atletico Madrid. There must be some tricks involved. Brother upstairs, you should know that there is a kind of technical difference, and people called the Football Association think your skills are poor. Please investigate the Chinese Football Association carefully. Why did Chen be fired? Who is behind this? Can I say that Atletico Madrid only picks up the scraps of our Dragon Country national youth team when people who cannot play football are favored by Atletico Madrid? Why don't you just say that the national youth team is even stronger than Ma Jing? Ha ha ha. Oh my goodness. I missed the live broadcast. Can you tell me how Chen managed to make that explosive trip on the sidelines? I am a Barcelona fan. After watching the entire live broadcast, Chen's explosive visit made my heart tighten. Memories of his death flooded in like a tide. In 2014, Bale used this unreasonable way to snatch away the Copa del Rey that was originally easy for us to obtain. Real Madrid fans are passing by. Haha, Chen's is a replica of Bale. Their body shape and way of playing football are exactly the same. I declare that I will become a fan of Atletico Madrid in the future. Even at 3:45 p.m., I will never lose a match at Atletico Madrid all season. Go on, Chen. You are the only Dragon Country player in the 5 major leagues, and you are the hope of our entire village.